Oops.
No, that's actually a classic story that goes on everywhere.
Is it?
In one version or another.
Okay. And then remember,
You know, one endangered animal eating another endangered animal because
A little bit.
Well, it's been a year since we've been in here, probably.
don't run.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice and flat here. Easy cave.
We'll talk about that in just a second. Let's get everybody around.
Okay.
We'll do a little cave tour.
Ooh. Like the wet spots here. Impact craters, whatever you call those.
wait, how deep are we right now?
We're not very deep,
okay.
but the cave goes on a long ways, just barely under the surface.
So the
We'll
decoration
probably
on
never
the
be more than
ceiling
15 feet underground.
is modest, but there's an awful lot of
It
it.
gets better too.
No, so I see patches of this, but not the entire ceiling.
And some of the folks here are relatively new, so I was going to talk about what these formations are. So everybody that's here, take a look at the ceiling and you can see little tiny straw-like formations. They're formed by a process called high temperature degassing. So as the lava cools, bubbles coalesce in it that are pretty high in water vapor, and they sort of bubble and fizzle out on the ceiling and make these little tubes. If you look close, you'll see some of them are open and hollow at the end, and all of them are formed by that little sort of bubbling, sputtering lava as it cools and gets squeezed out.
These are hollow. Also, there's a little bit of the white stuff.
Yeah, that's
Is this slime or just calcium?
calcite. Yeah, just a little calcite.
You don't get much slime here in Bend.
No, not really.
Oh, we got some corallites.
So you can see a lot bigger formation here on the ceiling.
They form the same way though?
Yep, that's another high
Okay.
temperature degassing formation.
There's some coral.
Yeah.
Bigger ones.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look closely at the edges, there's usually goobers coming out the side.
Yep, so here's our first lavacicle.
Oh wow. 3 of them.
Yep. Yep.
At least 2.
Quite a few in this cave.
Go ahead and
So as we go through the cave, once we get off the sand, we're going to start seeing a lot of lavacicles in the floor. And that's where we're going to need to just be really, really cognizant of where we're stepping and just take our time. So you can see lavacicles on the floor just up ahead. There's also some in the sand here, so keep in mind this is something we're not stepping on, right? Be really, really careful about these.
Warm up.
Yeah, these are lavacicles, Harry. Any sort of little protrusion coming up from the floor, you want to be really careful not to step on them, because they will break.
Time to march in formation soon.
Yep. So we're getting to a place again where you can see there's probably 100 lavacicles in front of us. So every step as you're going through these needs to be deliberate. Now let's kind of wait for everybody to gather up and we'll start wandering through. Yeah. We just got to take our time in here to protect the cave. These never grow back, so if they get broken, they're gone forever.
Yep.
Oh wow, is that all them on the floor down there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can see there's starting to be lavacicles in the sand.
Right here. It's like 4 in a row.
Yeah, that's a lava rose. Yeah.
There's still lava rose?
It's on passage right.
Here's one right in front of me. It looks like a cow pie. It's, yeah.
Well, and lava roses that look like cow pies come from lava cows, right?
Yeah. So it's
There's another pine cone for you right next to
So
you.
it's a bit dusty here, but they have see petals.
I think it's better up ahead.
came down in gooier or more liquidy drops and they spread out,
Yeah.
as opposed to
When they're
these ones were more viscous, and so they just kind of piled up on top of one another, and these ones spread out so they're wider and flat.
Okay, thank you.
But these ones those ones would be, yeah, probably almost solid. And sometimes you see them, they're little drops about the size of peas, that'd be an individual particular, but it would have nearly solid.
So there's a lot of drips on the ceiling. This all come from dripping lava. So there's just a very large amount of probably slightly higher water vapor content lava. Because higher water content makes the lava lower viscosity, so it flows easier.
So the signals are basically stalagmites.
Essentially, yeah, only formed with lava. So they're a little different structurally because they form by drops rather than when stalactites and mites form. They form because the water is actually off-gassing carbon dioxide, and then it's super saturated and it has to precipitate out the calcium.
It's sort of painted on.
Kinda, yeah. This is a much faster process. That said, despite my request, the forest has refused to turn the volcano back on. So we don't have any fresh caves or fresh formations. We've kind of got what we get. So yes, please, 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 every step deliberate in any area with lavacicles, and keep in mind some of them are small and difficult to see. So find a path that is low in lavacicles, like this one is the one I'm going to take. Please either follow me through it, or the other side, or there's a little stretch in the middle that's okay, but try to stay out of the dense clusters, and every step, make sure you're not stepping on something, okay?
Have you ever done the sand drip castles? So when the sand has got a lot of water in it, it flows through your hands, but once it hits the ground and the water drains out, it leaves the nugget of sand.
Yeah.
More or less the exact same thing that it's starting to do.
Okay.
There's a kind of neat lava rose on passage right here.
Okay, I was gonna pan my camera to the left. Sure.
Is that a little? Yes.
See if I can pan the dang thing down. Okay. See if I can go here. So I'll pan down here. Notice the ceiling's bright and shiny here, like it has cave slime. It's a relatively dry cave because obviously we're in the desert, high desert, but still a little bit of moisture in here. See here on the wall, kind of